Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the fairings I made for the back of the Super Duty. But first, let's start off with something a little bit fun. You see this leather jacket I'm wearing? I bought this about a year ago, and I saw the ad on Facebook, and it was supposed to be like surplus leather jackets for cheap. And I think this jacket was like $40 or whatever. And I figured it mustn't be a good jacket, but for 40 bucks, it kind of goes with the theme of my airplane. I don't know what squadron it's from, but it looks cool. Here's the back, if you can see it in there. So this jacket for $40 is obviously the biggest piece of crap in the world. It's literally plastic, but I didn't get it to wear as a jacket. I really bought it because I thought it would be cool. Like if this airplane's at Oshkosh, I'll just leave it on the seat or something like that. So I think it's kind of neat. You can't really tell in the video how cheap it is, but it's literally a, $40 jacket, but I figured it'd look cool in the airplane. I really wanted to show you guys this on the previous video when I kind of showed my seats in the airplane for the first time, but I completely forgot about it until somebody left a comment in the comment section that I should get a leather jacket to go with the seats. Well, I have one. Like I said, it's a cheap piece of crap, but it looks pretty cool. I don't know if you guys could see the back when I turned around, but this is what the back looks like here. It's a pretty cool jacket. Here's the patch on the front, which isn't really a patch, it's just kind of printed on the real leather. I don't know if that's a real squadron, if it's just something they made up, but anyway, it looks pretty cool. Now a little bit about the fairings that we made for the back of the airplane here. I had my buddy Len, who's my neighbor building the Velocity, come over here and help me with these fairings. And the reason I wanted him to help me was not because I didn't know how to do it, but I really wanted to watch his technique and kind of perfect my technique by watching him. Len is just a master with fiberglass. There's nothing he can't make with fiberglass. And so what's interesting is how he cut up the pieces of fiberglass. For example, I thought I would have to make a whole bunch of little patches to kind of go around here to get around this sharp curve. And I wanted to see how Len would do it. What we wound up doing was we cut one patch that kind of went over the big hump right here. And I have a picture of it I'll put on the screen and show you. Then we made one piece to go from here back. And then surprisingly, we made one piece that go from here all the way up to the top. So there's only 3 pieces that make up this fairing. Now there's 2 layers, so there's 6 total, but only 3 pieces, which makes it really easy for finishing. And I think it's also a lot stronger because there's not just a bunch of different small patches going around that curve. So what we did was Len actually laid up the right side here, and I watched him do it. I watched how much resin he put into fiberglass and just everything about his technique. And when he was done, I did the left side. But what I want to do today is peel off this peel ply, and we'll see how it looks. Well, here's what it looks like without the peel ply. It looks actually really nice. Now you can see how smooth the surface is from that peel ply. Now everywhere we put a layer of peel ply, there's a little line here where they overlap, and that's easily just sanded off. But I don't know if you can tell on here, the shape looks really nice. It gets a little bit wavy down here because it's going over rivets. So I don't know how much I'm gonna cut off here, but it'll fit over any of the rivets it's on there. But I think it's got a nice curve to it. I think it looks pretty good. And then I'll show you the one I made on this side. It looks just as nice as Len's. So the next step is to just pop these off of here. I think before I pop them off, I'm going to kind of draw a line on here where I think I might want to trim it. But now there's a lot of finishing work to do to make these perfect. Well, here it is. This is the left side, popped off the airplane. Looks like an absolute mess, but you know, once you trim off all this sloppy edge part, you'll be left with a nice fairing. And then what we'll do is we'll sand this smooth a little bit, get rid of these little lines here from the overlap of the peel ply. And then what we usually do is we mix up another batch of resin. And Len calls it peanut butter because there's a different hardener in it. In fact, I do show this on one of my previous videos, that peanut butter stuff, I'm smearing it on. But what you do is you smear it on, then you sand it off, and it just fills all of the little tiny weave and the gaps and all that kind of stuff. And then you're left with a really nice smooth surface that you can then prime and paint. But I'm pretty happy with it. It actually looks pretty good. Now comes the fun part of peeling off all of the duct tape. One of the things I'll point out here is that when I got this ready to make the fairings, I had to put in 2 rivets here because I have to have the metal or the aluminum held together how it's going to be, obviously, once it's final riveted. So I put in this rivet here to hold this together. This one here I used a Cleco because I wasn't going up that high with the fiberglass. And then this one here, I had to put a rivet in here to hold this corner down. So sometimes you have to put in a rivet, and then just when you're done here, I'll drill both of those out. And then also, I don't know if you could tell, that duct tape leaves glue all around the rivet. So now I have to go all through here where there was duct tape with some MEK and just remove that residue. All right, I have just real roughly trimmed off the edges of this fairing. So let's see how it looks on the airplane. Now, do you think this intersection is going to look better like this? Or like this? Look at that. That makes it look a lot nicer. Yep, perfect fit. So once I get all these edges actually trimmed nicely, that's gonna look real nice on there. Well guys, I won't bore you with the rest of the details on getting the fairings ready. So that will conclude this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you later.